Snipers. Warfield protocol loaded. Target, New Zealand vs South Africa. Phase 1, Recon. We scan the pitch physics. Phase 2, Deployment. We map the squad DNA. Phase 3, Weaponry. Identifying traps versus gold mines. Phase 4, Execution. The final combat squads. The system is live. Let's hunt. Enter Module 1. Sniper, Intel secured. It's the Battle of Group D. New Zealand versus South Africa at the Coliseum, Narendra Modi Stadium. The sniper's verdict is absolute, bowl first. Why? Look at the radar. The dew factor is high. Under lights, that pitch turns into a skating rink. In the second innings, the ball will skid onto the bat, and spinners will lose all grip. No traction, no turn. Chasing is not just an option, it is the only way to survive. Win the toss, insert the opposition, and chase down the target. Over and out.
Snipers, eyes on the intel. The structural difference here is massive. New Zealand is deploying a multi-dimensional trap. Look at Module 5, Santner, Phillips, Ravindra. They aren't just filling spots, they offer dual-threat matchups for every phase. Total flexibility. But South Africa? They reject balance for brute force. It's binary. Pure batters like Kock and Miller to create chaos, flush with pure high-velocity bowlers like Rachin and Rabada to enforce the kill. NZ wins on versatility, SA wins on execution. Choose your weapon. Snipers, look at the contrast in execution. New Zealand didn't just win, they performed a surgical strike. Chasing 175 with 0 casualties? Seifert and Allen locked the target and erased it. That is squad efficiency at 100%. Now scan South Africa. The batting is lethal. Rickelton and de Kock firing heavy artillery to hit 187. But the bowling? It's a high-risk zone. Jansen, Rabada, Linda all leaking runs at over 10 per over. Njidi is the only one holding the fort. New Zealand is disciplined, South Africa is dangerous but reckless. Snipers, lock in on the battlefield geometry. We are at the Narendra Modi Stadium, and the soil mechanics confirm one thing: batting paradise. But watch the angles. The V-zone is a trap, 75 meters straight. Do not loft the ball there. The goldmine is the square boundary, only 60 meters. Cross-batted shots, pulls, and sweeps are the lethal weapons here. And the biggest variable? The dew factor. In the second innings, the ball becomes a bar of soap. Spinners will lose grip. The verdict is locked: win the toss, bowl first, and hunt them down in the chase. Snipers, target acquired. The king of the arena is Quinton de Kock. Why? It's simple geometry. His natural left-handed arc maps perfectly to the short 60-meter square boundary. He masters the pickup shot, and on this track, that is a guaranteed 6. On the other side, we have Finn Allen. He thrives on extreme pace. The harder they bowl, the faster it flies into that leg-side death zone. For the bowlers, it's a war of trajectory. Lockie Ferguson is hitting 145 clicks to rush the batter into top edges. Meanwhile, Rabada is using his high release point to pound the hard deck, forcing batters to clear the long 75-meter straight boundary. The verdict? Load your top 3 batters. This is a batting paradise. Execute. Snipers, decode the positional DNA. The data is clear: position 1 is the goldmine. The openers, Finn Allen and de Kock, are locked. Why? The true bounce allows them to clear the short 60-meter square boundary with 0 risk. The partners, Pos 2 Tim Seifert and Ryan Rickelton, are cleared. Their backfoot punches on this hard deck will yield massive points. The trap, Pos 3 watch out. Rachin Ravindra is safe because he masters spin. But Aiden Markram? Red flag. Hitting down the ground to the 75-meter V-zone is a suicide mission here. Verdict: stack the top 4. Drop the risk. Snipers, moving to the middle order. Here is where you win or lose the war. Position 4, Glenn Phillips is a lock. His raw power clears the short 60-meter square boundary effortlessly. But Duald Brevis? Drop. He is vulnerable to the hard lengths on this pitch. Position 5, the ace card is David Miller. This is his IPL home ground. He knows every wind angle and dimension in Ahmedabad. Lock him. The trap, pos 6 Daryl Mitchell is a drop. He likes hitting straight, but the 75-meter boundary is a trap for him. General's order, stack the top 3, add Miller and Phillips. Ignore the rest. Snipers, look at the kill count. This arena is a graveyard for spinners. The hard data, Pacers have captured 88 wickets, 70%, leaving spinners with scraps. Why? The heavy dew in the second innings turns the ball into soap, spin is dead. The order, we are locking in the right arm fast, RAF, battery. Ferguson, Njiti, Norge, and Rabada are automatic locks. Their 145 km/h pace hits the hard deck and extracts the only value available. Verdict, drop the medium pacers. Load the heavy artillery. Speed is the only currency that matters. Snipers, listen closely. Spin is not the weapon here, it is a trap. The target, we are only locking left-arm orthodox, LAO, bowlers. Mitchell Santner and Keshav Maharaj are locks. Why? They bowl wide lines to right-handers, forcing them to drag shots against the turn towards the massive 75-meter straight boundary. The reject list, off-spinners like Markram and leggies like Sadi? Drop. The stats don't support the risk. The golden rule, no spin in the second innings. The dew factor acts like kryptonite, it kills the grip and the turn. If they bowl second, cut them loose. Final weapon, Lockie Ferguson is your death over specialist. 145 clicks plus Yorkers equals points. Execute. Snipers, eyes on the elite tier. These are your captaincy locks. Target 1, Marco Jansen, the tall assassin. He is a safe VC option. Why? His high release point extracts maximum value from this hard, true bounce deck. If South Africa bowls first, he is mandatory. Target 2, Ravindra, the spin neutralizer. Lock him primarily for his batting volume at position 3. His left-handed arc destroys the short 60-meter square boundary. Warning, treat his bowling as a bonus, the dew factor makes his spin risky. Verdict, Jansen is the bowling king. Rachin is the batting anchor. Lock both. Snipers, scan the utility tier. Here is where you find the edge. The lock, Glenn Phillips is the muscle. Ignore his bowling, lock him as a pure batter. His raw power clears the short 60-meter boundaries effortlessly. The rotation, Mitchell Santner is the Iceman. He is lethal, but only if New Zealand bowls first. In the second innings, the dew kills his grip. Rotate him. The traps, Aiden Markram is the false prophet. High ownership, but his bowling is useless here. Fade him in grand leagues. The drop, Daryl Mitchell is the misfit. His cutters fail on this true pitch, and his straight hits find the long boundary trap. Avoid. Snipers, purge the weak links. James Nasham, Mark Chapman, George Linda? Delete them. The system flags them as ghosts and bench warmers, high risk, zero reward. Now, write down the final command. 1. The Trinity, your absolute locks are Marco Jansen, bowling, Ravindra, batting, and Glenn Phillips, power. Do not build a team without them. 2. The toss pivot, if New Zealand bowls first, lock Mitchell Santner. If they bowl second, cut him loose, the dew destroys his value. 3. The trap, Aiden Markram. The public loves him, the physics hate him. Drop him to win big. Mission updated. Execute. Snipers, Module 6 loaded. We are scanning the New Zealand all-rounders. The Punishers, locks. Glenn Phillips, he is the pure Punisher averaging 42 at this venue. The data confirms he destroys this attack. Mandatory lock. Ravindra, the venue surge. He loves the true bounce, averaging 40 plus when chasing. Top order gold. The conditional. Mitchell Santner, he is a first innings choke asset. Only use him if NZ bowls first. Under the dew, his value drops to 0. The rejects, avoid. Daryl Mitchell, Chapman, and Nasham, the system flags them as reluctant, passengers, and fading. Minimal bowling impact and high risk. Verdict, lock Phillips and Ravindra. Ignore the noise. Snipers, scan the South African all-rounder matrix. The data separates the predator from the prey. The alpha, lock. Jansen is the first innings predator. The stats confirm he takes nearly double the wickets when bowling first. If SA defends, he is a mandatory lock. The trap, drop. Aiden Markram. Do not be fooled by the captain's armband. He is the grounded captain averaging a poor 21 at this venue. The high pace on this deck exposes him. The rejects, avoid. George Linda is the exposed spinner with a terrible head-to-head average of 12. Corbin Bosch is a blind spot untested and risky. Verdict, lock Jansen. Drop the rest. Snipers, access the batting vault. Here is the hierarchy. The alpha, Finn Allen, is the power play predator. The physics are perfect, his backfoot pull shot maps directly to the short 60-meter square boundary. He eats high pace for breakfast. Lock him. The master, Devon Conway, is the venue scholar. If he plays, he is mandatory. He averages 55 at this venue and completely neutralizes the left-arm swing threat. Instant lock. The risk, Tim Seifert is the high-risk striker. He has form, but he is vulnerable to Rabada's hard lengths. Rotate him in grand leagues, do not captain him. Verdict, Allen and Conway are the core. Seifert is the gamble. Snipers, lock on to the South African targets. The king, Quinton de Kock, is the arena king. His pickup shot maps perfectly to the 60-meter square boundary. He is your safe captain. The assassin, David Miller, is the hometown assassin. He averages a massive 62.5 at this venue. If SA is chasing, he is mandatory. The wild card, Ryan Rick Elton. He is a punt for grand leagues. High intent, but risky. The trap, Dewald Brevis. The system flags him as the youth trap. The 75-meter straight boundary is too big for him against Ferguson's pace. Drop him. Verdict, Captain de Kock, lock Miller, fade Brevis. Snipers, open the bowling vault. Here is your hit list. The assassin, Lockie Ferguson, is a must-have. His 145 km/h express pace on this hard deck makes him the express assassin. Lock him immediately. The conditional, Matt Henry, is the swing surgeon. Lock him in the first innings when the ball swings. In the second innings? Fade him due to do. The rejects. Jacob Duffy, cannon fodder. Avoid him. Kyle Jamieson, the steeple trap. The 60-meter boundaries will destroy his bounce. Ish Sadi, the due casualty. If he bowls second, he cannot grip the ball. Drop. Verdict, Ferguson is king. Henry is situational. Ignore the rest. Snipers, inspect the South African artillery. Speed is the only currency here. The apex predator, Kagiso Rabada, is a must-have. He defies the pitch conditions with world-class yorkers and dominates the death overs. The radar gun, Anrich Norge, is a lock. His raw, blinding speed is the highest wicket-taking currency on this hard deck. The situational, Lunginjiti, is the first innings bully. Deadly with the heavy ball up front, but expensive under due. Lock him only if SA bowls first. The trap, Keshav Maharaj, is the containment trap. Zero margin for error with these short boundaries. Avoid. Verdict, double lock the pace duo, Rabada and Norge. Ignore the spin. Snipers, enter the matchup matrix. This is where you win the 1v1 battles. Sector 1, power play, the shield versus the sword. Devon Conway versus Jansen, lock. Conway completely neutralizes Jansen's left arm angle, guiding the ball to the short 60m boundary. Domination. Finn Allen versus Rabada, warning. Rabada's heavy bounce has dismissed Allen twice already. High risk, high reward. Sector 2, middle overs, the spin butcher. Glenn Phillips versus Maharaj, total slaughter. 68 runs, 0 dismissals. The dew kills Maharaj's grip, and Phillips muscles the flat ball into the stands. Must have. Sector 3, death overs, the pace trap. Tim Seifert versus Anrich Norge, avoid. Norge has dismissed him 3 times in 18 balls. 150 km/h yorkers destroy Seifert's scoop shots. Do not take this risk. Verdict, Conway and Phillips win their battles. Seifert loses his. Snipers, Matchup Matrix Part 2. Let's finish the fight. The power play king, Quinton de Kock vs Matt Henry. The data is solid, 48 runs off 35 balls. The true bounce kills the swing, letting de Kock hit through the line. Lock him. The velocity victim, Ryan Rickelton vs Lockie Ferguson. It's a massacre. 150 clicks to the ribcage. He has been dismissed twice in 10 balls. Drop in small leagues. The home fortress, David Miller vs Mitchell Santner. Miller owns this ground. The bounce neutralizes Santner's turn, and under due, Miller is immortal. Lock. The honey trap, Tristan Stubbs vs Lockie Ferguson. Ferguson bangs it in short. Stubbs will be forced to hit to the deep mid-wicket boundary. High catching risk. Avoid. General's order, lock de Kock and Miller. Sacrifice Rickelton and Stubbs. Snipers, simulation loaded, New Zealand bats first. Phase 1, the struggle. In the daylight, the red soil is alive. Rabada exploits the fresh scene to trap Van Allen early. NZ stumbles to 48-2. But watch the recovery. Glenn Phillips uses Nord's raw pace to clear the short 60-meter ropes. Final target, 182. Phase 2, the dew effect. Lights on. Dew creates a hydroplane effect. Matt Henry's swing is dead, the ball just skids onto de Kock's bat. In the middle overs, it's a massacre. Santner cannot grip the wet ball, feeding full tosses to David Miller. The verdict, the bowlers lose grip, and South Africa cruises to a 6-wicket victory. If NZ bats first, stack the chasers. Snipers, scenario B loaded, South Africa bats first. Phase 1, the collapse. On the dry daytime pitch, Lockie Ferguson is lethal. His 148 km/h thunderbolt destroys Rickelton's stumps. In the middle overs, Santner exploits the grip to trap Markram at long on. Score limited to 176. Phase 2, the wet outfield. Night falls. The dew arrives. Jansen's swing is disabled instantly. Finn Allen ruthlessly pulls the non-swinging ball. Spin is paralyzed. Conway sweeps Maharaj's wet ball with zero risk. The verdict, even Rabada cannot grip the wet ball at the death. New Zealand wins by 7 wickets. Captain the chasers. Snipers, execute Module 11. This is the final code. The Safe 7 Universal Core. Build your foundation with these 7, Ferguson, Rabada, de Kock, Conway, Norge, Finn Allen, and Jansen. These are 40-point machines guaranteed to perform. The flush list, drop. Tim Seifert, he is a swing victim against Jansen. Drop. Keshav Maharaj, the dew kills his value. He will bleed negative economy points. Avoid. Ryan Rickelton, the pace is too hot for him. Don't risk it. The glitch, bonus points. Activate the stump hunters. Lockie Ferguson and Anrich Norge are targeting the stumps for the massive +8 LBW/bold bonus. 150 clicks straight at the toes. Mission locked. Snipers, Module 12 is live. This is the final strike. The red flag, Tim Seifert. Do not chase his last match score. Today he faces 145 km/h pace on a bouncy deck. It is a trap. Fade him. Team 1, the infantry your safe core. Captain Lockie Ferguson. He targets the stumps for that +8 bonus. VC Quinton de Kock for the safety floor. Team 2, the cavalry the tactical pivot. We swap Conway for Glenn Phillips. Why? Phillips destroys spin in the middle overs. Captain Kagiso Rabada for the dot ball pressure. Team 3, the Nukes Grand League chaos. Stack 6 frontline pacers. Captain Anrich Norge. If he rips through the tail, you sweep the pool. The toss order, if NZ bowls first, keep Matt Henry. If SA bowls first, Vice-Captain Jansen immediately. Teams deployed. Good hunting.
Fantasy sports involve financial risk. Stay smart, stay analytical, and always play responsibly. Target identified. Data locked. This is EJ Sniper AI, signing off. Mission accomplished.